Hello everyone. I don't remember where we left off, so let's check our journal. We're not ready for any of the main quests just yet, the In Hushed Whispers or Champions of the Just. I think these are the quests you end up choosing the Templars or the Mages. I'm not going to explain my choice yet. I think I might have in the very beginning, but we're not going to talk about it yet. On the inner circle, we're working on both of these right now. We only have the inner circle quests for Blackwall and Varric. We're not in the Fallow Mire yet. We haven't been to the Forbidden Oasis yet. We've done as much as we can handle in the hinterlands. So all that's left in our journal currently is the Storm Coast. Is that really all that's left? I think that there's going to be more later because there's some quests we have to do to open up some other sections. There's two rifts. One here and one here. This doesn't make any sense. The map lied. It's probably just because I haven't explored all the regions. But anyway, let's pick a quest and move on.
Nothing to report, sir. Word for you.
What is it?
You may want to look into this.
What were you sitting on, sir? Okay, bye. Okay, yeah. So this cave door is not open yet. I think we have to do a quest or a mission thing on the war table in order to open it, and then we will be able to access the rest of the quests here. Look at that big boy up there. Hello, Chungy sir. You're mighty large. Can I even go this way? I don't think so. I am constantly trying to climb up these frickin' walls. I'm gonna do it today. I can do it. I can do it. Nope. Yeah, not working. Yeah, all these quests we have to go through that cave. There's no way around. I forgot.
Been a long time since I was at sea.
Can't even see the other shore. That's far.
Hey there, little buddy. Hey there, little buddy. All these little lizard buddies, they're so cute. Hello, little buddy. Hello. Hello.
Sorry for making a lot of weird comments today. I'm really tired. I just got off work and I'm really weird. Okay, hopefully this is another easy one. I don't even remember where to start this one. No, I already messed up. Start over. Yes, finally. Got it. Okay. Constellation Fervenial, commonly referred to as the Oak. The constellation Fervanus is generally represented by a towering tree with leafless branches. Many scholars believe this is a representation of nature that harkens back to the lore of the early Neromenians, whose beliefs largely aligned with animism prior to the rise of the old god worship and the creation of the Tevinter Imperium. Others, however, believe Fervanus was originally a constellation of the elven people, specifically a depiction of Andruil, goddess of the hunt. Vir Tanadal, or Way of Three Trees, is a central tenet of Andruil, and some think that Fervanus originally represented this concept. From a study of Theodosian astronomy by Sister Oran Patricius. Oh, brain freeze. Morin's Outlook. The large statue situated at Morin's Outlook once served as a marker for ships coming to trade with the dwarves. Beyond an assumed connection with the great port at Darwin's Mouth, nothing is known of the statue's namesake. From The Storm Coast and Its History by Brother Vincent, Chantry Scholar. Aw, it didn't let me read that one. And I can't figure out which one it is, so yeah. I'm just now realizing how many of the codex entries I haven't read, because I just kind of read them as I pick them up if they pop up. So maybe it doesn't really matter that I'm reading them. Let me know if I should keep reading them. I feel like it's fun to find out new little tidbits about the history, so I might continue to read them just because the only thing that's making me read them is knowing that I'm reading them for a YouTube video. So yeah, hopefully it's not annoying that I'm reading them and not even reading all of them. I'm gonna keep doing it.
Ready?
Fuzzhead.
Grand.
Beardy and Fuzzhead. Love that. I tried so hard not to run over that little nug, and he still got under my feet.
Done and done.
What even are these? They look like giant helmets, but what would they even be for? Like, what is this cave? Do we find out more about the Astrium cave things? Because I don't remember. Also, look at this. What is this thing? It looks like there's like liquid inside or something. Frosty stuff. I don't know. Did you see the bear? Oh my god, he's dancing.
Say goodnight.
Okay, you know what? I know I don't use like the tactics or anything, and I've got it on casual, so it's not a big deal, but my warriors are never doing their job at taunting and whatnot. Like, can you just keep them off me, please? I'll have to do some stuff if I decide to fight dragons later, because that's annoying. Who's that? What are you guys doing? You got a little camp over here? You got some soup? I want some soup. Can I have some soup? Looks cheesy. Lyrium falls. Through the mist, the water shone brighter blue than the sea outside. I knew they would come soon. From the Journal of Molly Heslin, dated 9-3 Dragon, sealed in Kinloch Hold, the Circle Tower at Lake Calenod, when Heslon was made tranquil in 9-5 Dragon. Wait, what? It's from the journal and dated 9-3, sealed after she was made tranquil. Oh my goodness.
This desert temple seems to require a great many keys.
I must remember to send a thank you gift to the Marquise Tremaine. Something delicious, perhaps?
I'm sorry, were you saying something to me?
Of course not, my dear. What was that wonderful restorative Bastien had? The one with violets.
The Heart of Spring, from Vachel.
Yes! Wait, how do you...
I wasn't always a drifter.
Okay, we've done, I think, as much as we can here. We'll be able to come back later and open up the cave after we've done whatever it is that we need to do. So I'm thinking for the rest of this video, I'm just going to go back to Haven and have conversations with people. And I like to go back every now and then and just completely exhaust conversations with people just in case there's new stuff for them to say to me. And then we'll make our way to the oasis.
Hello again.
Can you tell me more about the Seekers?
I'll tell you what I can.
But what are Seekers exactly?
Those who know anything of us think we are Templars. We do not use lyrium, however. Our abilities are different, as was our original purpose. We disciplined the Templars and were accountable only to the Divine. And not even her, truthfully.
So nobody ever watched over the Seekers?
It was the Divine's duty, but she could only do so much when the truth was hidden from her. The Templars have always feared us. When a Seeker arrived at a circle, they knew trouble was afoot. That kind of power is troubling. You begin to think you are the only one who can solve the world's problems. If you don't see a problem, it doesn't exist. If someone insists it does, they are the blind ones.
Do you think that kind of problem could ever be fixed?
Possibly. Though the Seekers themselves would need to change. They were clearly not willing to, even though they abandoned everything they stood for to avoid it. In my heart, I believe they can still be salvaged, but not by their own hands.
You mentioned that Seekers have different abilities than Templars.
Entirely. A Templar's abilities come from lyrium and are designed to hunt mages. Ours come from ritual and many years of dedicated training. We cannot be possessed by demons and are immune to mind control. Useful considering our role. Seekers can gain other gifts, though that depends on the individual.
What kind of gifts do you have?
I can set the lyrium within a person's blood aflame. Both mages and Templars bend before my will. Some Seekers use it to interrogate, others simply to paralyze. Once there was a Seeker who could use it to kill. That particular gift is considered rare.
How does someone become a Seeker?
Most Seekers begin training in their youth. I was much older, an exception due to my noble birth. We train rigorously for years. Our bodies and minds must be elastic to undergo the vigil, and most fail even then.
Is the vigil some kind of initiation?
It is the rite every Seeker must go through in order to summon their gifts. A full year of fasting, prayer, and separation from all distractions, including other people. We empty ourselves of all emotion, focusing only on the purity of our devotion. And the moment it finally ends, it's wonderful. Faith realized. I cannot put it into words.
I wish I could experience that.
If the vigil was not so arduous, I'd say more should attempt it. What if mages never needed to fear possession by demons? I'm told it is impossible, however. I suppose I'll never know the truth of it now.
I've no more questions.
Later in the game, we find out more about the Seekers, and so does Cassandra. That's how we find out. I'm not so sure that that sounds wonderful, but I just like to be nice, so sounds great.
Time to talk to the most handsomest Cullywilly on the planet.
Was there something you needed?
You?
Is there anything I should know?
I'm glad to have the charges on our side. Bull's men are professionals, despite evidence to the contrary.
I like to make sure that I hit, is there anything I should know, twice, because sometimes you miss things if you haven't come back and talked for a while, so just in case.
Is there anything I should know?
Not at present.
I'd like to know more about the Templars.
What would you like to know?
Why did you join the Order?
I could think of no better calling than to protect those in need. I used to beg the Templars at our local chantry to teach me. At first, they merely humored me. I must have shown promise, or at least a willingness to learn. The Knight Captain spoke to my parents on my behalf. They agreed to send me for training. I was 13 when I left home.
13? That's still so young.
I wasn't the youngest there. Some children are promised to the Order at infancy. Still, I didn't take on full responsibilities until I was 18. The Order sees you trained and educated first.
What about your family? Did you miss them?
Of course, but there were many my age who felt the same. We learned to look out for one another.
That's all I wanted to know. Thank you.
Another time, then. Yes?
I should get to know you better. We are working together after all.
What would you like to know?
All right. Where are you from?
How to act for Eldon. My esteemed Lady Sidonia, I'd like to take full responsibility for Lady Marchelette's odd behavior of late. You see, we recently began the study of history. I thought that it would do the young mistress some good to be exposed to all Theodosian cultures and not just Orlais. It was a foolish thought. Regrettably, your dear daughter has taken a particular interest in Ferelden folklore. She first developed an affinity for King Calenhad, which seems to have devolved into borderline infatuation. She stared at me, eyes wide, when I told her how he unified the barbarians with his allegedly incomparable might and charisma. Every time I tried to move the lesson on to something more important, she insisted I tell her again about Calenhad. How the Fereldans say his hair was twice as yellow as the sun, and his chin more chiseled than the tallest peak in the Frostbacks. Twice now I've had to tear down drawings she's tacked up in her bedroom of the man shirtless. Then we moved on to the werewolves, which was even worse. As you may already know, the Fereldans venerate the folk heroes Dane and Hafter. Dane was said to have been a werewolf, and Hafter to have descended from one. No enlightened man or woman could ever view such beast people with anything but revulsion. But you know Fereldans and their love of wildlife. Unfortunately, these tales of wolf men set the little mistress's imagination afire. When she suggested we put on a play for you and her lord father, I could not say no. I'm afraid that's why Marchelette was running through the mansion wearing wet furs and frightening the chambermaids. She was rehearsing a scene in which Hafter drives back the Darkspawn. I've been informed that some priceless family heirlooms were destroyed amidst all that confusion, and I cannot fully express my dismay. I understand if my abject failure as a tutor results in my immediate dismissal. A letter from Brother Bernard to his former employer. What is this, and why did it pop up while I was talking to Cullen? What?
I grew up in Ferelden, near Honleath. I was transferred to Kirkwall shortly after the Blight. This is the first I've returned in almost 10 years.
You were in Ferelden during the Blight. Did you fight Darkspawn?
No. I was stationed at Ferelden's Circle Tower. The Circle had troubles of its own. I remained there during the Blight.
What happened at the Circle Tower?
Few who survived the Blight have fond memories of that time. I would prefer not to speak of it.
You haven't seen Ferelden in 10 years. Are you glad to be back?
I was not sorry to leave at the time. I did not expect to return. Now, between the Divine's murder and the breach, I've arrived to find nothing but chaos.
What was Kirkwall like?
While I was there, Canary occupied and then attacked the city. The Viscount's murder caused political unrest. Relations between mages and Templars fell apart. An apostate blew up the Chantry, and the Knight Commander went mad. Other than that, it was fine.
What happened between Kirkwall's mages and Templars?
You were at the Conclave. You must have heard people speak of it.
Yes, but you were there.
There was tension between mages and Templars long before I arrived. Eventually, it reached a breaking point. There was fighting in the streets. Abominations began killing both sides. It was a nightmare.
What happened then?
The Templars should have restored order, but Red Lyrium had driven Knight Commander Meredith mad. She threatened to kill Kirkwall's champion, turned on her own men. I'm not sure how far she would have gone. Too far.
So you opposed her?
I stood with the champion against her, in the end. I should have seen through Meredith sooner.
Varric's from Kirkwall. Did you two know each other?
I knew he was friends with the champion of Kirkwall, but little else. We've spoken more since I joined the Inquisition, largely at Varric's insistence. Apparently, I spend too much time with a serious expression on my face, and it's bad for my health.
I'll let you return to your work.
Another time, then.
What can I do for you?
we talk about the Bull's charges?
Best company you'll find from here to the Anderfells. In my time with the Chief, we've gone up against everything from bandits to magic trees. We're expensive, but you'll never doubt we're worth it. Want to know anything in particular?
Do the charges specialize in anything from a tactical standpoint?
Bull doesn't want us large enough to work as an army. We're better as shock troops, as skirmishers. We've got archers for hitting enemy infantry, Dalish with more archery, and Skinner and her people on the flanks. Rocky handles fortifications and traps, and Stitches keeps us all fighting. They mostly hold back. I'll lead the frontline fighters with Grim, and the Chief goes wherever he can hit something.
You said something about everything from bandits to magic trees. I'll admit to some curiosity.
Right. Sylvans. That's what Dalish called them. Apparently spirits can possess trees, too. Some noble in the Dales, and they really don't like it when you call them Dalish nobles, had a haunted forest. His family had abandoned the land, but he wanted it back. The Chief bought us all axes, and in we went. Between the axes and the torches, the Sylvans weren't too bad. Worst part was the squirrels.
Whatever that means. Honestly, I just want to know why BioWare failed us in not letting us romance you. That's all.
We'll talk later.
They've got good form. Cullen's putting his Templar training to good use.
I'm impressed by what Cullen has accomplished with the troops.
Damn right. It takes time to build a group into a team, but he's got their loyalty. Now he just needs them to make a decent shield wall, and they'll be good to go. Biggest problem for the Inquisition right now isn't on the front line. It's at the top. You've got no leader, no Inquisitor.
I don't really know what to say here, because it feels kind of conceited to be like, perhaps I should lead. But, like, I don't know. We'll just say Cassandra, I guess.
Cassandra's been the driving force of this Inquisition. She's the leader in all but name.
Cassandra's a seeker. From what I gather, that's a bit like a Ben Hasrath. She's a good hunter and a great fighter, but she doesn't see the big picture. Too busy searching for answers. My people don't pick leaders from the strongest, or the smartest, or even the most talented. We pick the ones willing to make the hard decisions, and live with the consequences. Who knows? Maybe you sealed the breach. The Chantry gets off its ass and all those soldiers go home and get fat.
You think?
It could happen. It won't, but it could.
Need something?
Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
Thanks, Varric.
No problem.
Chasing mages, that's a Templar's job. A big, armoured, pissed-off helm polisher. Not too late to go find some. Or stay home.
You apparently have a lot of friends. Tell me about your network.
It's not mine, right? I mean, it is, but it's also everyone. Everyone who wants to shove it to nobles who hide behind gold and silk. And hats, I guess.
Are you just about pranks and revenge, or is there more to it?
Well, it's a weave, right? I grease a ballroom, so a wyvern chasing Git has to hunt sprained. Strangely, handmaids leave his vault open. His heirlooms pay off someone else. Maybe clean streets in Kirkwall so someone gets something else. Pish, 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 a lot of people eventually get help or a laugh. Or maybe someone dead, if they deserve it.
I'm glad I met you before someone decided what I deserved.
You're no hateful ass so far. I'd just get you with a pie or something. Anyway, assassin's a bard's job, innit? No fun, that lot. They might plonk a noble, right? But only to raise another. Plus, I'm shy at singing.
We'll talk another time.
It's all good, innit?
The Chantry isn't supporting us.
I told you that it was complicated. Without the divine...
Greetings.
I'd like to know more about you, Solus.
All right. What can I tell you?
Have you always traveled and studied alone?
Not at all. I have built many lasting friendships. Spirits of wisdom, possessed of ancient knowledge, happy to share what they had seen. Spirits of purpose helped me search. Even wisps, curious and playful, would point out treasures I might have missed.
I don't know of any spirits by those names.
They rarely seek this world. When they do, their natures do not often survive exposure to the people they encounter. Wisdom and purpose are too easily twisted to pride and desire.
I'm impressed that you could become friends with spirits.
Anyone who can dream has the potential. Few ever try. My friends comforted me in grief and shared my joy. Yet, because they exist without form, as we understand it, the Chantry declares that spirits are not truly people. Is Cassandra defined by her cheekbones and not her faith? Varric by his chest hair and not his wit?
I don't really know what to say here, because in this context, I want to be like, free will makes you a person. So, or a being. I don't know. That's confusing, but sure.
I hadn't thought about it that way, but I see your point.
Thank you. Few are willing to entertain such a notion.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
I forgot to talk to Blackwall, and he's so far away.
A scout in the hinterland saw the Herald of Andraste. Said she sealed a rift.
You know, Arnsberg, you actually are a good rider under all that fog.
Thank you. Kindly.
You still belong up with the nobles, but I'm glad you stayed down here in the dirt.
I've been meaning to thank you. There are 100 things that need your attention. You didn't have to take the time to help me, and yet you did.
If the history you pursue benefits the Wardens, then it was worth it.
You've proven yourself to be an honorable woman. Principled. I've great admiration for you, and I've never been more certain in my decision to join you.
There will be opportunities for us to do even more in the future.
Then I look forward to it.
What do you think of the Inquisition?
You already know what I think of your forces. I'm not sure what else there is to say.
You must have some feelings about our friends.
Talked with Solus the other day. That man knows all there is to know about everything.
We should return to our duties.
As you wish. You are, after all, in charge.
That mercenary band that joined the Inquisition, the Bulls Charters, they've got a healer of their own. He showed me some tricks.
These truths the Maker has revealed to me. As there is but one world.
Yes?
One life, one death. There is but one God.
I'd like to know more about you, Madame Vivienne.
Whatever would you like to know?
Your accent's not Orlesian. Where exactly are you from?
I am from the Circle, my dear. One's country of origin rarely matters there. But if you must know, I was born in Wycombe in the Free Marches. I was sent to the Ostwick Circle, but I transferred to Monsignor while still an apprentice.
I'm curious how a Circle mage winds up a courtier.
Nobody winds up at court, my dear. It takes a great deal of effort to arrive there. I caught the eye of Duke Bastien de Ghislaine, an advantageous connection that opened many doors. When the position of Enchanter to the Imperial Court became vacant, I was able to secure it.
What duties does a court enchanter have?
I am tasked with providing assistance to the Empress on arcane matters. Most of my predecessors restricted this to lighting lamps and doing parlor tricks. In such troubled times as these, however, I provide political advice to Her Majesty on the subject of the Mage Rebellion.
You're married to the Duke de Ghislaine?
Of course not, my dear. Don't be ridiculous. Marriage is the business of alliance and inheritance. I'm Bastien's mistress.
Wow, I don't even say bye. I just walk away from her. I mean, that's fine. I'm not always a huge fan of Vivienne, so moving on.
I don't know if Apothecary Don can get you that many healing drafts, revered mother.
Mother Giselle says we're losing fewer patients to fever thanks to your work. Good. The Maker is what...
Good day to you.
What do the people make of us?
Despite our fame, we're low on steadfast allies. We must aim for more.
Any visiting dignitaries I should watch out for?
None in particular. Our guests are well pleased with what they've seen. What may I do for you?
I'd swear our families have met before.
Perhaps. Everyone of distinction in the Free Marches attends Lady Trevelyan's summer balls.
Great Aunt Lucille always did love a party.
I don't recall seeing you at any of them.
I was less than sterling company when I was younger.
Modest in temper, bold in deed.
You know the Trevelyan family motto?
Heraldry is a passion of mine.
Let's speak later.
Goodbye.
Okay, I know I'm forgetting to talk to Liliana. Nobody come for me, but I'm tired of talking, so I just want to get us to the oasis before this video gets too long.
Has Cassandra spoken to you about my new recruits?
They are not your recruits, Commander. They're ours.
Come to join us at the oasis? It's actually quite the sight. It and the temple are further in.
Have you learned anything more about the temple?
Honestly, I don't like the feel of the place. No one does.
Why not?
Couldn't say. It's just a feeling.
Anything else I should know?
Not much to tell. A mining company out of Valfremin used to have an interest here, but economies change, and they moved on. Strange the miners never marked the temple on their maps.
Okay, we did it. We're here in the Forbidden Oasis. I'm not going to do anything yet. This is where I'm going to end the video. Looks like it's just kind of a desert here, but it's not. It's actually a pretty little, literally an oasis. Yeah, hope you guys are enjoying the Dragon Age video so far. Sorry if I was an extra weirdo in this one. I'm just really tired. Hope you guys are enjoying. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!